Nobody asked for it and nobody wanted it, but we got it anyway. Here's my review for Gladiator 2. I saw this movie over a week ago, so I apologize for the late review. I was just kind of dealing with life and, well, you know, depression. We've taken long enough as it is. Let's get to the review. We follow Hanno, aka Lucius. This is about 15 years after the original film took place. He is now living in North Africa with his wife, and his land is now being invaded by Romans. And after that, his wife gets killed and he himself gets captured and sold into slavery as a gladiator. But the person who bought Lucius was a former gladiator and lets him know if he wants to get his revenge and his freedom back, he has to fight as a gladiator?
Yeah, wait a minute, Mikey.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar, am I right? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, people. This movie basically took the original story outline from the original film and basically just copied and pasted it, minus any depth. So it would be one thing if this movie was trying to do its own thing, but instead this movie is constantly borrowing story beats from the original film, and not to mention it's constantly pointing out, hey, do you remember that original film? But hey, maybe you don't mind a repetitive, soulless story, you just came to this movie for the cool fight scenes. And there are a lot of fight scenes in this movie, but man, the CGI is so bad. And let me tell you, the first real gladiator fight we get has a very fake looking yeah, the baboon fight was definitely pretty silly and the CGI looked pretty bad and was constantly making me think of something else. So there is another fight in the Colosseum where they managed to fill up the arena with water, and they also managed to get sharks there alive and keep them alive. Most of that sequence looks okay until they show the sharks, and man, those sharks, they show a lot, and the CGI is really, really bad, except for one little part. Like, if they really needed sharks for this scene, I think the best way it could have worked if they just didn't show anything, you know? Take a page out of the movie Jaws and just, you know, the less you see, the scarier it is. Listen, I'm not a historian or anything, but I think this movie should have just went all in with the absurd nonsense. Like, if you're gonna do all this ridiculousness, just go for it.
Stay thy hand, fair prince.
Who said I'm fair?
Ooh, but man, we really gotta talk about the performances in this movie. So the character Lucius in the original film was played by actor Spencer Clark, but in this film he was recasted by actor Paul Mescal. So I'm not sure why they recasted the original Lucius and why they decided to Courtney Jai Paul Mescal into the role. And I'm sure Paul Mescal is a good actor and everything, but this script and this movie do absolutely nothing for him, and he doesn't really shine. Like, every time his character is trying to give like a speech to like an army or to a group of people, it's not motivational at all, and it's just kind of like a dud. And I'll definitely be the first to say it's not the actor's fault. It kind of feels like there was a lot of stuff cut out of the movie. We really don't get much character development out of him. We really only have like 2 minutes with him before getting captured and becoming a gladiator. Like in the original Gladiator, we spent some time with Russell Crowe on the battlefield in the beginning of the movie. We learned that he was really good with his tactics and knew how to fight a war, but he also was a loving, caring father when he wasn't on the battlefield. And in Gladiator 2, Lucius gets taken down in the first 3 minutes of the movie and gets captured. And only Gladiator 2 would recast a character that looks very similar to another actor that's in the movie and not have them be related at all in the film. As overexposed as Pedro Pascal is right now, he was actually pretty good in the movie, and I kind of wish the movie was more about him than anything. Denzel Washington is also in the movie, and he is playing Denzel Washington, and he's having a blast, and I'm here for it. Like, when I was watching Denzel in this movie, it really felt like he was in a completely different movie altogether, and I was like, I think I'd rather be watching that movie instead. It is always awesome and a pleasure to see the beautiful Connie Nielsen in a movie, but however, in this film, kind of felt like they did not know what to do with her, and they kind of just threw her in there to remind us, hey, remember Gladiator Part 1? Our villains, the Twin Emperors, they were so cartoony and not memorable at all. I feel like the movie should have really went full DeLuise.
Bring me a small liar!
Small liar! Small liar! I didn't do it! I didn't do it! I wasn't even there! I was at a friend's house to check us in the mail!
Like I said, the script from this movie is not very good at all, and it's constantly borrowing from the original film, but it missed one thing that was very important, which is music. Watching this movie in the theater, I was really thinking to myself, hey, There was no catchy themes in this movie, and then the movie has the nerve to borrow themes from the original film, and I'm like, you did not earn that at all. Gladiator 2 is constantly reminding you that there is a better movie out there to watch, but something I will give the movie credit for, it's its side characters. The character of Ravi, played by Alexander Karim, was actually really good, and I really liked that character. Same goes with Leo Raz, who played the character of Vigo, and like I said, Denzel Washington was amazing to watch just because he was having a great old time and actually brought some life into the movie. And yeah, those are definitely the standout performances in my opinion in this movie. So this is definitely going to be a weird way to rate this movie. So if you've never seen the original one before, or you just don't care if the movie is good or bad, I would say check this movie out on the big screen, but matinee. Very unfortunately, but very obviously, Gladiator 2 is a cash grab of a movie. So if you want to see a better film, I suggest watching these. Alright, Gladiator 2, did you see it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just meh? Also, did you think this movie was a very obvious cash grab? Comment and let me know. As far as epic movies goes, like Braveheart, Gladiator 1, Conan the Barbarian, The Northman, where does this movie rank to you? Let me know. Alright, so thanks for watching. Sorry this review came in a little late. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm Mike the Movie Misfit, and I'll see you at the movies.
Joey, do you like movies about gladiators?
Get more out of life. Go out to a movie.